Hello Tubesters, it's Gav and welcome to another one of my videos. I apologise for the lack of videos over the last probably week. I got hit with a lurgy, which I'm still coughing and spluttering with, and it's just been slow going. Obviously streaming nose and all the rest of it, you can't paint, you can't model, you can't do anything really, so in the latter stages I managed to finish off getting this barn together. Now this is an MDF barn, so it's a flat pack. It would be removable, but I glued it into one piece because I'm not interested in putting little soldiers inside it. They're going to be varnished tomorrow. I finally got my Prussian Cuirassier regiment done, based. They're just going to have a second varnish tomorrow. And that's mainly what this is for. This is going to be for my own collection. I have a couple of collections of War Games figures, but not many these days. I tend to sell anything that I'm planning to keep for myself, needs must, and I tend to flog them on if I need the money, being brutal. But it's for my own project, my own 1806 project, which I'm going to be obviously doing in the AB 18mm, which was my figures I first got into, and sold all them off. So starting again with Prussians. I just like the uniforms more than anything. I normally do Brits in the Peninsula, and I would have done Brits in the 1812 war, except for AB don't do the American side of it, so it wouldn't be much worth it. So yeah, it's Prussians for me, Prussians and Saxons on this side, and I'm going to alternate, do a few French, because I will do the whole lot. Glutton for punishment that I am. It's probably doing about 2 units a year. So I also want to get this, because it's the same, well, it's a 15mm building. I didn't realise that, it's been ages since I've had MDF buildings of my own. I didn't realise how big they were sometimes. So what I've added to it, as you can see, is the classic cornflake packet, or in this case, Yorkshire tea bag box. I did my own roof tiles. I just think they look a bit better than the MDF ones. This is from Warbases, who I get my bases from. The Prussians that you've just seen are on their bases, and this is one of theirs. It's from their like German Napoleonic range, I presume. But obviously it can be used for 7 Years' War, anything 1600s, you know, really, it's one of those buildings, isn't it? Look around, it's the rear of it, got our door there. I've used about 3 different colours there just to get that stained effect. I was undecided whether I do a highlight on the, come on focus, on the rough cast. Rough cast is some MIG putty. You know, it's the actual it's like the Tamiya grey putty, is it? It's MIG's version, so it's got lacquer in it as far as I'm aware, and I stippled that on. I actually mixed it with a bit of glue that you would do to do armour texture. So let's just try it, and it's just given me enough. Apart from, obviously, if any of you guys, the guys that make models won't really understand, or not understand, but not know these type of things, but they're all fitted together and they've got tabs, and they'll often show. So I've just put some milliputs, not particularly greatly on the sides, as you can see, but sort of hides the tabs, and obviously the roof tiles hide the tabs at the top. They do have like a diamond pattern roof tile on the two flat pieces of the roof, but you'd get those common tabs which they can't seem to hide, all the companies. So I don't like that. I don't like seeing them on the sides of the buildings either. This would be a barn that obviously the people are living at the top and livestock at the bottom. As I say, I've just given it some weathering. Again, 3 or 4 orangey reds, reddy oranges, and then just a dry brush of very, very dry brush of silver grey, and your silver grey will just pick up your nice edges and stuff. I have got a bit of, obviously this warped a bit at the top here on the cardboard. I can stick it down if I wanted to with a bit of super glue. I might do that, but I'll probably just leave it. It just gives it a bit of character. I put some bit of green, just painted moss on, and it's just over the top of where I wasn't neat enough with the PVA, and it's just dried very slightly, a bit lumpy. So I've just turned it into moss by painting it green. But yeah, it went together really well. You get, and it's really good how they do it. You get like a double thickness, obviously, so you get your first piece that goes on the outside. We're talking about the lower half here because this is a separate piece, and obviously the roof's a separate piece. I did film all this, actually put it together, and then the lurgy hit me, and then once I'd got over the main, streaming nose and all that type of stuff, I then just cracked on with the painting, and before I realised it, I'd done so much, I thought, well, I've just missed a huge chunk, so I'll bin the video. So all the little takes I was doing, and I might have saved the photographs. If I have, I'll stick them on the video as well, but if not, we'll just put up with that. But yeah, it's for that, but it's also for me, my Nashorn stroke Hornice, well, it's really a Hornice, isn't it? I want to show that off in photographs with this, and maybe I'll get a second building with that, and I've got a half tracking that I want to make up, so it'll be used to pose those photographs as well, and I will do a little bit of ground for it to sit on, but ostensibly it's more for a piece for my terrain, for my figures. I just thought, well, if I get one occasionally, I think this was about £9. And it's as big a project as you want to make it. You can just slap a bit of paint on, or you can go a bit more, a bit more with your colours, and as I say, getting your I think I did 5mm squares, out of the box, just any type of cardboard, cereal box or whatever. The PVA, I use that 10-minute PVA thick stuff, so it tends to dry before it can warp it. If you use too wet PVA, sometimes with cardboard it can warp, and start sticking up too much. And then I particularly go for not massively straight lines. So if I've done a bit of cutting that's off, or if one's a bit shorter than the whatever, it all just makes a nice pattern, if that makes sense. So there you go. It's just a quick video to say I'm still around. It's always a shock when I normally don't do videos when I am like this, a bit under the weather. So yeah, it's just to say I'm around. Just apologise to the lads, or apologies to the lads, and that if you haven't had many comments off me, it has just been because I have tried. It's just wiped me out of it. So Jeff Donahue, I don't know when I'll ever you're making so many videos now. I'm drowning. I'm so far behind, and this is not even further back. It is what it is. At least I'm watching them. It's just that I don't think I'll ever get back to getting to your fresh video. A few weeks ago, I could stick it on the same day as you put one up. Now I'm literally like about 10 videos behind. I'll try. So yeah. So I apologise, guys. As I say, it's another couple of days. I should be back to normal. I will be giving you another look at the full unit off the milk bottle tops and everything of the Prussians. Then you call them Saxons again. I've done a small bit of painting to the Dengar figure, my Star Wars figure. I did his gloves, but again, as I say, I've just been soft the hooks. It's not been worth getting everything wrong. I have been doing last day. I've been getting stuck back into the epic scales. That's a 13mm Napoleonics, and let's just get one over. So these guys here, I'm on the second unit at the moment. I'm 2/3 of the way to finishing, and I want to say good riddance to them. I've not enjoyed that one at all. I have got some 28mm, yet more 28mm cavalry, only because they came at a real decent price. What I call a price from a couple of years ago, really. Some French Prussia heavy cavalry Perry plastics. I'm just deciding whether I convert them. Well, just do bits and pieces to them, or whether I just try and paint them out as best I can and get them sold. We'll see. But anyway, So there'll be that stuff coming up. HMS Avenger, she went to a screeching halt. No enthusiasm. Well, not a lack of enthusiasm, just a lack of. You just can't super glue tiny 1 in 700 school PE bits and stuff when you can't see through your eyes and stuff. So I don't want to do a flash up of her on the shop now, just because I've made a lot of progress with her, and I'd like to do a separate video, but I want to do a bit more before we do that. One of the tubesters did some kind comments on my HMS Kent video that he found. So I've done all the railings and everything on my HMS Kent. She just hasn't had a video, because I wanted to do just a tiny bit more on her, just to show you, so I'm not just milking the videos, if that makes sense. So, but I have got all the railings on her, all the helicopter safety railings, stroke catch nets. They're all painted, they're all stuck on. It just needs some bit more painting work. And again, really, I've got to knuckle down and get a couple of Perspex containers for them. The 1 in 700 for the Avenger, and the larger one for the Kent, because I need to make a base for them, so that I know the base size, so I'm not making too much work for myself that I doesn't need to. Just so I know before I don't want to start faffing around with. It's too late for Kent, but with Avenger I don't want to put ship's railings on and everything, and then have to manhandle it around trying to make it look right on the base. I want to get that done, the base ready for her, before I actually move on. So there's still got a fair bit to go on. I mean, Kent's still got to have all her antennae masts put. The rest of the masts, I don't know if they're dipoles, but the wobbly masts, if you want to call them that, the whip masts, and whip antennas, and she's got to have all the rigging, for want of a better word, put on. So there's bits and pieces. So there will be some videos coming up. Probably one more this week before I really get stuck in again. So thanks for sticking around. Thanks for the kind comments that have been left. Even on the older, it's always gratifying to know that your old videos. I've had another one today on some of the Vietnam figures, which at some stage I'll need to get back into. As I say, I just do stuff when, me. That's the one problem with this channel. You can think, right, this is great, I'm going to watch this particular run of videos because it's on something that you want to see, whether it's Prussian 18mm cavalry or scratch built 1 in 700 ships. All right then, not many people, but it's Star Wars figures, even less. But whatever somebody's interested on my videos, it just goes. My head, obviously, I've got my head problems, and it just I go where my head wants me to go. So at the moment, it's my ships. It's doing my Star Wars figure. I'm getting back into. I'm just off in a minute to hunt round for some flocks, because I need to teach myself how to make some bayonets for my 18mm Prussian infantry, because I'm determined that as I made all those swords, I'm going to make bayonets and solder them on. I mean, how hard could it be, soldering bayonets on white metal figures that'll probably just melt the entire musket and arm at the same time. I've got a few of the older figures. I wouldn't say scrap figures, because ABs are expensive, but I've got some other figures that I'm going to practice on first. So anyway, we'll let you know how that one turns out. But look after yourselves. Again, thanks for stopping by and taking a look, and we'll speak soon on another video.